New Shepard has cleared the tower.
Colonel, you better take a look at this radar.
What is it, son?
I don't know, sir, but it looks like a giant...
Dick!
Yeah.
Take a look out of starboard.
Oh my God, it looks like a huge...
Pecker!
Oh, where?
Wait, that's not a woodpecker. It looks like someone's...
Privates! We have reports of an unidentified flying object. It is a long, smooth shaft, complete with 2 balls.
What is that? That looks just like an enormous...
Wang, pay attention.
I was distracted by that enormous flying...
Willie. Yeah. What's that? Well, it looks like a giant...
Johnson,
Yes, sir.
get on the horn to British intelligence and let them know about this.
In a turn of events more dramatic than a Hollywood sci-fi blockbuster, Jeff Bezos, billionaire founder of Amazon and space tourism frontman, has filed a jaw-dropping $50 million lawsuit against pop superstar Katy Perry. The reason? According to Bezos, Perry allegedly blew the lid off what was meant to be a tightly choreographed, PR-perfect space tourism stunt by opening the capsule from the inside, exposing the entire operation, and turning what was supposed to be a historic moment into an embarrassing media circus. The legal documents filed are nothing short of explosive. Bezos, through his legal team, claims that Perry violated direct instructions and internal protocol, effectively sabotaging the space capsule's grand reveal. In what Bezos describes as a devastating mistake, Perry opened the capsule hatch from the inside before Bezos could make his choreographed external appearance, exposing what he claims was a simulation environment meant solely for visual and promotional effect. To put it plainly, the Amazon founder is accusing Katy Perry of exposing the alleged truth behind a heavily publicized spaceflight, that it never left Earth. What was supposed to be Blue Origin's glittering moment, featuring Katy Perry as the surprise celebrity guest aboard the next-gen capsule, has instead spiraled into an all-out media frenzy. The stunt, meant to reinforce Bezos' space empire as not only revolutionary but also pop culture relevant, backfired in the most catastrophic fashion. Perry's simple action, pushing the wrong button, or the right one depending on who you ask, has now triggered a war between 2 of the biggest names in their respective fields. According to insiders, the capsule was staged to appear as though it had re-entered Earth's atmosphere after orbiting the planet. Bezos was supposed to dramatically open the door from the outside, helping Perry out as cameras rolled and drones captured every second for a heavily produced live stream. Instead, the pop icon reportedly unlatched the inner handle and stepped out by herself, leaving technicians, PR handlers, and Bezos himself in complete disarray. The result? Media outlets and internet sleuths immediately began speculating. Sharp-eyed viewers noted that there was no re-entry scorch marks, no landing gear marks on the desert floor, and worse, there were background noises in the live stream that suggested they were in a soundstage. The timeline of the space flight was quickly dissected and doubted. In less than 24 hours, hashtags like #BezosGate and #SpaceHoax trended worldwide. Jeff Bezos, the man whose wealth and ambition have practically redefined 21st century capitalism, now finds himself on the defensive. His team argues that the exposure has not only hurt the credibility of Blue Origin, but also scared off investors, shaken corporate partnerships, and ignited what could be a long-term PR disaster. Perry is reportedly lawyering up, and her camp may be preparing to countersue, alleging she was set up as a scapegoat for an already risky stunt that was bound to unravel. Insiders hint that Perry was uncomfortable with aspects of the mission but was reassured repeatedly that everything was under control. The irony is thick. A pop star unintentionally becomes the whistleblower on what may have been the most elaborate space PR fabrication in history. According to one person close to the billionaire, this lawsuit isn't just about recouping financial losses. It's about sending a message to anyone who might disrupt the narrative. You don't just walk out of a billion-dollar simulation like it's a backstage tent, the source quipped. As legal analysts dive into the case, many are asking deeper questions. If this was all truly a simulation, was the public misled? Were investors duped? Was it even legal to present a non-space flight as an actual mission? If Perry's move cracked open the door, literally and metaphorically, what else will come tumbling out? As the dust settles, Jeff Bezos is finding himself in a PR nightmare of unprecedented proportions. The billionaire, who once seemed untouchable, has attempted every trick in the book to cover up what was clearly an ill-conceived stunt, but the truth has already leaked out, and it's gone viral. The whole fiasco started when Katy Perry boarded Blue Origin's space capsule. Critics slammed his PR team for attempting to cover up what they described as a blatant manipulation of public trust. The truth was out, and no amount of spin or damage control could undo the growing public outrage. In an era where authenticity is everything, this scandal struck at the core of what space tourism is supposed to represent: a future of exploration, discovery, and adventure. Instead, it had been reduced to a showbiz stunt. Fans who had believed in the promise of space exploration were left feeling betrayed, and Bezos was now the face of a high-profile marketing disaster. Social media users flocked to Twitter and Instagram, sharing memes and videos, mocking Bezos and his company for their failed attempt at space tourism. The hashtag Bezos space hoax trended worldwide as more and more people exposed the ridiculous nature of the event. Online commentators and influencers posted side-by-side comparisons of Blue Origin's spaceflight and footage from major Hollywood blockbusters, revealing how similar they were in style and execution. It was becoming clear that the only thing out of this world was the level of deception. With the lawsuit now in full swing, the battle between Bezos and Perry has taken on a new level of intensity. Many are speculating that Perry may have unintentionally sparked a domino effect, unraveling a larger web of falsehoods about the so-called space tourism industry. The question on everyone's mind is whether this will be the end of Jeff Bezos' dominance in the space race, or merely a temporary setback. While Bezos' legal team prepares to fight for the $50 million he claims to have lost in potential revenue and brand damage, there are growing calls for a deeper investigation into the broader issues surrounding space tourism. Is this just the beginning of a much bigger story? And could other space ventures, including those led by billionaires like Elon Musk and Richard Branson, also face the spotlight? For now, the world watches as Bezos and Perry square off in what could be the most sensational celebrity lawsuit of the decade. One thing is for certain: the internet's fascination with the hashtag Bezos space hoax isn't going away anytime soon. As more information comes to light, it will only fuel the already fiery debate over the future of space exploration and the lengths to which billionaires will go to create their own version of reality.
It was all for show, a publicity stunt, if you will. And they're tricking you. The wealthy are funneling money. Nothing is real anymore. Did you hear about Katy Perry, Lauren Sanchez, and good God, Lauren is so scary to look at. And Gayle King. We just know Oprah put her up to this. Is this a humiliation ritual for Gayle? But my goodness, those astronaut suits were fire. But are they wearing diapers? I want to know that. It's like they even knew it was fake. You guys know they went nowhere but the green screen, right?
Excuse me, Jeffrey Bezos, but something looks a little bit off here. Did anybody else see this? Now, what is going on with this? You can see they clearly opened the door from the inside, and then the person told them, no, shut it, because they had to wait for the press to be ready for old Jeff Bezos to come over there with his tool that he needs to open the door. And then Bezos said she didn't really close it again, because you can tell when he's putting the tool in the thing, he's not even doing anything. Door just opens. And that door looks a little bit flimsy to be going up into space. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know what I think about all this. Jeff had to be the savior that comes and unlocks the door to let them out, even though they just opened the damn door. I mean, what the hell is that? I don't know, it seems sketch to me.
Is that a bounce house?
Kick up the dust. It's a very soft landing despite the sporty perception. There it is.
That's it! I mean, there we are, folks. Successfully back on Earth.
I promise this is my last video about the Blue Origin. The way they landed was hilarious.
Soft landing despite the sporty perception. There it is.
I felt my spine collapse watching that.
And I'm not even saying that this whole space mission was fake, but just saying, my 12-year-old missed 2 weeks of school because he got a concussion wearing a full face helmet, like he's riding a snow machine, and on his bicycle, and he hit a jump, like a foot jump, and got a concussion. So yeah, why weren't they wearing protective gear? That's just so strange.
And if you have been scrolling through TikTok lately, you've probably come across the hundreds, if not thousands, of videos about the Blue Origin ride into space the other day. But I've also seen pieces of a movie, I think it is, that Reese Witherspoon was in that looks an awful lot like the capsule that they were in. A lot of these videos, these posts have some very convincing things that they're pointing out to say that it is fake, that it was produced. I would love to hear what Elon has to say about the Blue Origin ride into space the other day.
And the funniest thing about this to me is they flew up there in a rocket that looks like a
This is what people are saying is proof that Jeff Bezos' most recent space launch was faked. Now, you've probably already heard, but recently Katy Perry and a bunch of other women went into space using one of Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin rockets. After a few minutes in space, their capsule detached and they returned back to Earth. And this is where people think that it was fake, because in normal space missions, when they return back to Earth, 1, it can only be opened with a special tool, and 2, it can only be opened from the outside with the door opening out. But in the Jeff Bezos Katy Perry launch, you can see here the door opens by itself inwards before this woman runs up and allegedly tells them to close it. Jeff Bezos and the woman then stand by the side of the aircraft as if they can't get in for a full 3 minutes before Jeff Bezos eventually goes to the door with a special tool and opens it himself.
Let's just be straight. Let's be real. This Blue Origin story is not going away anytime soon. A lot of it is not adding up, especially the space capsule door opening from the inside. Also, photos are emerging of a mannequin inside the capsule while it's sitting on the ground. It's even caught the attention of the news. Astronaut. Conspiracy theorists swirl about Katy Perry's faked Blue Origin space mission. Especially the Blue Origin door gaffe triggers conspiracy theories about the latest space mission. Now, if you didn't see the entire video or clip of the door, take a look at this. Jeff Bezos is waiting to open the door, and the door opens. Look. They run over real quick and they're like, no, shh, gotta close it. Then a couple of minutes later, Bezos is seen with a hammer on the steps, busting the door open to free them out. This is the other image that's gone super viral. Okay, if you look into the second window right there, you can actually see a mannequin. Let me show you the close-up. Mannequin, not a person. So this was a stage set up on the ground where they had mannequins in place of real people. Another question that's swirling around the actual flight was they had so many video cameras set up on the outside, the launching pad, as it was taking off, but absolutely none inside. This is one of the images that was shared from a video of inside the capsule while it allegedly was in space. Now, people are arguing that there was no video once the spaceship took off of them strapped in and not wearing any masks for oxygen or wearing any type of spacesuits, just these jumpsuits. Others have gone online and compared this to Blue Origin to find out why there were no re-entry burns on the capsule itself.
How was it like in space?
I felt so connected to love.
We're so connected. Like I could see all those things that divide us, but we're not. Sorry, I'm tearing up.
I don't like that people are calling what we did a ride. It was fully scientific and researchful. I mean, have y'all been to space?
$60 million a day is spent on making you believe that space is real. Could you imagine if we were all on the same page and we defunded NASA, what that $60 million a day would do for the economy?
Is the Earth round?
I would say no.
What shape is it?
I just believe that we live on a flat plane. Yeah, like a huge flat plane. Yeah. It's only because I've traveled so much and I see like...
Did you ever get to the edge of the Earth?
Nah.
Okay.
It's not that. there's more. I think that there's more masses than just what we see. Just the Earth. Because we lived. It was one thing before, and it's like spread out.
So it's layered like a pastry.
I wouldn't say layered like a pastry. I would just say like if this rug was the world, we would probably like go over there. It's just way
this
more
other shit that we haven't discovered.
Yeah, that's what I think.
The Flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni, and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Eddie Alenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.